right, hello everyone. Thanks for stopping by today. Today is April the 6th, and we are getting ready to go through the Saratoga County Market Monday numbers, and very excited to be able to do this for you. So what we're doing is we are going to have a weekly call where we talk about the market, and we're going to make it available to everyone who registers with us. Before, this was only available for our clients, but because of the state everybody is in right now, we have been getting a lot of questions about the market, and we want to make this available to all of you. So we are doing a Zoom recorded call, which we will put on YouTube, and starting next week, we will have it open to a lot of participants, as many as want to join or watch it on the recording, either way. So let's get started. And as always, these are single family houses that we're talking about, and our source is the global MLS. This information is deemed accurate but not guaranteed. Basically, we're only as good as the people who put the information in, the other agents, but for the most part, we've been doing this for over a year, and we've been pretty accurate on that. So, but just wanted to put that out there. So let me explain to you how this works. For those of you who might be looking at this for the first time, this is a breakdown of the school districts that we work in Saratoga County. And these are the different categories that we are looking at today. So we look at the number of pending, the average days on market, average price, and then we break down the price points into these categories. At the end, you'll see it says, this stands for active beginning of month and active end of month. So those are how we break down as far as where we are month over month as far as inventory goes. So let's get started here. If there was a school district that had 0, then it would be red. But let's hope this time of year. In the winter months, you'll see that sometimes we'll get red here and there, but for the most part this time of year, even with what's going on, we should not have any 0s. So first thing we'll look at is Shenandoah. I'm sorry, and then this is actually for February. Let's go to March. March 2020, sorry about that. So March 2020, we have Shenandoah first with 106 transactions for the week, followed by Saratoga with 44. First thing that jumps off the page at me is Shenandoah is more than double any one of the other school districts. Now, I know they're a big school district, but we'd like to see those numbers a little closer. There were 240 total transactions for the month of March in Saratoga County. Now let's look back, and this is why I had March of last year up, 230. So 230 for the month in March of 2019. 2020 were 240. So what does that mean? That means that even with what's going on with COVID-19 and not being able to show properties for a while, real estate agents not being essential, now we are essential in a way. So it really has not affected Saratoga County month over month from last year. So the same time last year, actually there's 10 more transactions that went on this month. So that is a good sign. What it says is that we are finding a way to move properties virtually. Now, it just started, so some of these properties were already starting to be marketed, but now going forward at this point, it's virtual only. So we have to be creative. We have to figure out ways to make sure we're still helping people who need to move, helping people who need to buy or sell. And we will be very curious to see how this affects going into April. So 240 transactions for the month. Average days on market. Look at Stillwater. Average 2 days on market. So they had 5 transactions, but only 2 days. So if you know someone who's thinking about selling in Stillwater, looking pretty good right now. Okay, definitely they probably did not have enough properties for sale. Schuylerville was second with 27 days average on market. Average price point first was Saratoga, followed by Shenandoah. And what I really want to do is I want to look back too. So what are people buying? So when we look back last year, we see these average price points here. Let's take a step back and we see Saratoga 482, Shenandoah 325. But as we look at, and you see we've added school districts, so you might notice that there were not as many last year that we're doing now. So, but for most part, we'll look at the top two again to kind of give us a basis, the difference from one year to the next. Saratoga for the month down almost 80,000, okay? And then Shenandoah 325 last year, now 327. So kind of consistent, about the same. And you feel free to look at whatever school district of interest that you are interested in. So as far as the price point breakdowns, 200 to 300 was first with 76 transactions, 74 transactions between 300 and 400. So not bad, pretty close. They kind of flip-flop back and forth. Again, let's look at last year. We look back, 2 to 300 had 61, 3 to 400 had 65. So look at this monster number last year, 400,000 plus. There were 55 transactions last year, 400 plus 47. So pretty consistent year to year from last year to this year. Let's look at last month as compared to this month. So 224 transactions last month. And again, 2 to 300,000 was first, 3 to 400,000 was second. And that is pretty consistent. There are more transactions again in March. So March actually went up as opposed to February, which is a very good sign. So the last thing that we want to look at is, I like to look at as far as I want to see how many properties there are. What do the people have to choose from? So at the beginning of the month, and then the end of the month, we look and say, are we up or down? Or is there less inventory at the end of the month than we had at the beginning? And if you look down here, you see pretty much every single school district is down. So there is a lot less properties available in each of the school districts in Saratoga County, with the exception of Boston Spa. So what this tells us is that at the end of the day, we have 61 less properties to choose from at the end of March than we had at the beginning. So as we can see, there's a lot of activity. And if the available properties were even higher, how many more sales would there be? Or if we didn't have the restrictions that we have for COVID-19, how many more people would be buying or selling properties? What this bottom line means is, if you know somebody who's looking to sell a property, now is as good a time as any. Rates are the lowest that they've been. The opportunity is different, meaning we have to be creative in how we market the property, but we're doing it. We're putting properties under contract this week, the week before, and we'll do it next week. So if you are interested in learning more about your specific property, make sure you reach out to one of Team Taylor agents. We'd be glad to help you out. So with that being said, we'll end on this. The high sale of the month was Saratoga School District, $1.3 million sale there. Not bad. What does that get you? 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, a little over 2,300 square feet of living space. So those pictures are beautiful. If you'd like to see them, message us. We'll definitely get that to you, let you know what that looked like. But as always, stay safe. We look forward to seeing you next week. If you're seeing this on YouTube, make sure you share it with someone. Make sure you like our page and get the notifications, and we'll make sure every Market Monday you are updated and know what's going on in your area. Until next week, have a great week. Talk to you soon.